끝이 없다 TVN.
Retention limit of the landowner.
Retention limit. Retention limit is the size of the land an individual owner will be allowed to keep or retain, whether he or she is a cultivator or not. Section 6 of Republic Act 6657 provides that the retention limit of the landowner, whether natural or juridical, whose lands are covered under CARP, is entitled to a maximum of 5 hectares of their land. In addition, each child of the landowner may be awarded 3 hectares, provided he or she is at least 15 years old and actually tilling the land or directly managing the farm at the time CARP took effect. However, under Presidential Decree No. 27, a landowner may retain not more than 7 hectares if such landowner is cultivating the area or now will cultivate it. While original homestead grantees or their direct compulsory heirs who still own the original homestead may retain 24 hectares as long as they continue to cultivate the homestead.
For purposes of acquisition of private lands, the following procedures should be followed.
Number 1. After the landowners and beneficiaries shall have been identified, the DAR shall send its notice to acquire the land to the owners thereof, and post the same in a conspicuous place in the municipal building and barangay hall of the place where the property is located. Said notice shall contain the offer of the DAR to pay a corresponding value of the land. Number 2. Within 30 days from the date of receipt of written notice by personal delivery or registered mail, the landowner, his or her administrator or representative, shall inform the DAR of his or her acceptance or rejection of the offer. Number 3. If the landowner accepts the offer of the DAR, the Land Bank of the Philippines shall pay the landowner the purchase price of the land within 30 days after he executes and delivers a deed of transfer in favor of the government and surrenders the certificate of title and other monuments of title. Number 4. In case of rejection or failure to reply, the DAR shall conduct summary administrative proceedings to determine the compensation of the land by requiring the landowner, the LBP, and other interested parties to submit evidence as to the just compensation for the land within 15 days from the receipt of the notice. After the expiration of the period above, the matter is deemed submitted for decision. The DAR shall decide the case within 30 days after it is submitted for decision. Number 5. Upon receipt by the landowner of the corresponding payment, or in case of rejection or no response from the landowner, upon the deposit with an accessible bank designated by the DAR of the compensation with cash or LBP bonds in accordance with this Act, the DAR shall take immediate possession of the land and shall request the proper Register of Deeds to issue a transfer certificate of title in the name of the Republic of the Philippines. The DAR shall thereafter proceed with the redistribution of the land to the qualified beneficiaries. And number 6. Any party who disagrees with the decision may bring the matter to the court of proper jurisdiction for the final determination of just compensation.
Compensation shall be paid in one of the following modes of the auction of the land.
1. Cash payment under the following terms and conditions. A. For lands above 50 hectares, insofar as the excess hectarage is concerned, 25% cash, the balance to be paid in government financial instruments, negotiable at any time. B. For lands above 24 hectares and up to 50 hectares, 30% cash, the balance to be paid in government financial instruments negotiable at any time. And for landowners 24 hectares and below, 35% cash, the balance to be paid in government financial instruments negotiable at any time. 2. Shares of stock in government-owned or controlled corporations, LBP, preferred shares, physical assets, or other qualified investments in accordance with guidelines set by the Presidential Agrarian Reform Council, or PARC. 3. Tax credits which can be used against any tax liability. And 4. LVP bonds which shall have the following features. A. Market interest rates aligned with 91-day Treasury bill rates. 10% of the face value of the bonds shall mature every year from a date of issuance until the 10th year, provided that should the landowner choose to forego the cash portion, whether in full or in part, he shall be paid correspondingly in LVP bonds. B. Transferability and negotiability. Such LVP bonds may be used by the landowner, his successors in interest, or his assigns up to the amount of their face value for any of the following. 1. Acquisition of land or other real properties of the government, including assets under the Assets Privatization Program and other assets foreclosed by government financial institution in the same province, region, where the lands for which the bonds were paid are situated. 2. Acquisition of shares of stock of the government-owned or controlling corporations or shares or stock owned by the government and private corporations. 3. Substitution to surety or real bonds for the provisional release of accused persons or for performance bonds. 4. Security for loans with any government financial institution, provided the proceeds of the loans shall be invested in an economic enterprise, preferably in a small and medium-scale industry, in the same province or region as the land for which the bonds are paid. 5. Payment for various taxes and fees to the government, provided that the use of these bonds for these purposes will be limited to a certain percentage of the outstanding balance of the financial instrument, provided further that the PARC shall determine the percentages mentioned above. 6. Payment for tuition fees of the immediate family of the original bondholder in government universities, colleges, trade schools, and other institutions. 7. Payment for fees of the immediate family of the original bondholder in government hospitals. And 8. Such other uses as the PARC may from time to time allow.